Hi, incredible exceptional existence community. Hi guys. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about saving for the future. Now, there's an important component about saving for the future and making sure that you have a house to live in, all of this kind of thing. But I was listening to a talk by Denzel Washington the other day, and it was just so great what he said. He said, you'll never see a U-Haul following a hearse. You'll never see a U-Haul following a hearse. And what that means for those people, I know we've got like exceptional existence community members from all over the world. A U-Haul is like something you take when you move house. So it's got all of your possessions in it. And a hearse is actually what they carry the coffin in to the funeral, to the place where that individual will be buried, okay? So again, he said, you're never gonna see a truck with all of your assets following your coffin when you're going to your final resting place, basically. And I thought this was really interesting. And then he took it one step further and he said the Egyptians tried to do it, but all they got was robbed. Okay, because they kept all of their possessions with them in the pyramids, and then the pyramids were robbed, right? So that was I thought that was a really great way to take it one step further. And so what I want to invite you to do today is have a think about how it is that you're spending your life. So yes, there is a component of your earnings and what you're doing right now that you need to put aside, but are you putting everything aside for the future? And what does that do for you now? So I'll give you a couple of examples of how this has kind of come across for me. A lot of you know that I do a lot of trainings and I go to a lot of retreats because I constantly want to continue to learn, to grow, to become more than I was yesterday. And this is something that I really continue to invest in. One of my very dear friends, we had a drink one night and she was telling me that one of her mentors says that if you've got less than $100,000, you should be putting that money all the way back into you. So keep investing into you, keep investing, learning, going to training courses, learning how to be better, become better, learning more skills, because then at that point, you'll be at a place where you can earn more money, you can be more, you can become more, and then you have the ability to earn a lot more or save a lot more than $100,000. Another place that I've come across this is actually in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong, many of you may know, real estate is extremely expensive. It's a very small place. So a lot of people live in very, very small houses and small apartments. Now, for many, that's not a choice, but for many that is. And I've actually met two people recently that live in like very, very small studio kind of setups where it's like the lounge is the bed and the bed. And for me, when talking to them and ask them why it is that they do that, they're like, oh, well, it's really just so expensive here. But actually and I don't know the answer to this question because, it was like networking events, so you can't really ask these questions in depth. But I do know that these people are from the corporate world and that they could afford more of a comfortable living environment. Now, I appreciate that sometimes you're in a situation in your life where you can't afford more, and I appreciate that. But if you can, and you're stopping yourself from living in an environment that is comfortable and feeds your soul and doesn't make you feel like you're in a cage and you have the money to spend on that, then I strongly encourage you and invite you to do that, because because it does everything for your environment, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you feel about who you are, about your abilities, about your ability to be more, to be great. If you've put yourself into a matchbox because you think you want to save for the future, but you can actually afford something nicer and a little bit better, then I really encourage you to do that, because when you're in a matchbox, you're telling the universe, I'm hoping this connection's working, guys. I'm just going to move over here. Okay, that looks better. Connection available. You're telling the universe that this is what you're worth. This is what you're worth. And again, if you're really going through a hard time at the moment and that's the only choice that you have, then be grateful for that environment, and I really truly believe that more will come for you. But if it is something that you're really kind of stinging on, if that's a saying, then I would say have a think about maybe a little bit more self-love, a little bit more self-care now, because that's telling the universe that that's what you're worth. And then if you do that, more of that abundance will come to you and you will go to a better and bigger place from there. Okay, so guys, in terms of action items for today, what I would say to you is think about perhaps how it is that you're kind of planning for the future? Are you planning for the future, constantly thinking about the future? And are you investing in yourself now, or are you just accumulating things? Like, what are you investing in? Are you investing in possessions, or are you investing in becoming more, being more, experiencing things, broadening your life, so that you're not taking a U-Haul along, but you're taking a whole heap of amazing memories and people and experiences with you when you go? And perhaps also when you spend the money instead of on possessions, but actually becoming more and being more, you'll find out who you are. And in that is so much abundance and success. And then you'll be really living an incredible, exceptional existence. And then the second point is, think about where it is that you're living your life right now. Are you stinging or being tight on things that perhaps you don't really need to be? And how is that affecting your emotional and mental state? Because remember, an example is a place where you live. If you live in a place that's really like nourishing for your soul, really it's a place where you feel at home. You go home and you think, oh, this is so amazing. Not you go home and you think, oh my God, I'm back to the hole again. I've got to sleep in the matchbox. Let me get out of there as soon as I can. That's why Starbucks is so full in this city. People use it as their literal lounge rooms. Think about perhaps how you could treat yourself a little bit more so that you can show the universe that that's truly what you deserve. And with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. If you think that there is somebody in your community that should be hearing this post, please do tag them in the comment section below. Don't forget to join our community by following the link in my comment section below. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Remember, an exceptional existence is your birthright. So go out and grab it with both hands, because, guys, it's waiting for you.